Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Marvel's Ultimate Alliance 3. Now, I know that we did a Speaking for Themselves video last week, but that would take a lot of time to get through, and unless there's explicit interest in hearing more about that, I think that people would lose interest in it fairly quickly. So I was looking back through a couple of things that we can still do with this game, and one of them is going to take a little bit more time for me to fully flush out the structure and how I want to do it. But I did find an area under, it was under System, under Gallery, that is worth having a look at. And it's right over here. It's the Report section. And because what I'm eventually wanting to do, as a business advancement of something I would like to do myself, is I want to do some voice acting. And so if we come over here and we look at the report section, you see that there's 142 different segments here on various different items throughout the game. That could be people, that could be places, that could be items, enemies, a lot of different stuff. But if you look in the reports themselves, you will see that every little entry here has a little blurb or a narrative by Rocket. And I know that Rocket has a voice actor for this game, but Rocket does not read these blurbs of text. And so I am going to give my own little attempt at imitating or mimicking Rocket's voice and reading through the dialogue for these characters and or other item descriptions. So we'll blow through a couple of these today, so if you don't want to read through them on your own, you don't have to, and you can critique my voice in the comments down below. So be sure to let me know what your thoughts are, and without further ado, let me attempt to give a voice to an anthropomorphized rodent from outer space.
Name's Rocket. In case you ain't heard of me before, which I find hard to believe, I'm one of the best bounty hunters in the whole Flarkin universe. Or at least I was before I joined up with the Guardians of the Galaxy to give the whole intergalactic hero thing a try. The pay ain't as good, but it has its benefits. For instance, I now get to visit exotic worlds with all kinds of priceless artifacts. And while my fellow Guardians are saving the people, I'm making sure those aforementioned valued objects are relocated somewhere safer, like our ship. We usually let Peter Quill think that he's the leader of our merry band of misfits, the Guardians of the Galaxy, but not because he's some sort of legendary hero like he claims. Truth is, we needed a ship, and he's got one. If he was actually a decent leader, he never would have left me alone in a museum filled with that much treasure, which means he wouldn't have been running from the Virelnixians, and we could have avoided this whole mess with the Kree. I'm sure he has some fancy plan to save us all, but 10 credits says it sucks. My pal Drax here is designed to do one thing: destroy. Since Thanos killed his family, the only thing that this big green galoot cares about is revenge. And oh boy, does he know how to deliver it. Once Drax gets going, he leaves a path of cosmic carnage in his wake. Sure, he's been trying to channel his rage in a more positive direction lately, but now that Infinity Stones are back in play, Thanos won't be far behind. That means things are about to get messy. Maybe I should just sit this one out and let Drax handle it. The Green Lady's name is Gamora, but she's more better known in most circles as the most dangerous woman in the universe. Not that anyone in those circles is left alive once they cross her path. Gamora may have been born on the planet Zemwabori, but Thanos raised our gal to be his personal weapon in a war against, well, pretty much every living thing. Lucky for us, she switched sides and uses those skills to fight for the good guys now. If her daddy dearest really was after the Infinity Stones again, we're gonna need every killer move she's got. Groot ain't exactly the partner I expected when I first signed up to guard the galaxy, but the big guy has really grown on me over the years, and not just because he's a giant tree. Sure, being a Flora Colossus means he's got strength and size on his side, but Groot's real power comes from his heart. When I'm veering off course, he's the only one who knows how to set me right. Oh yeah, and we got this whole thing going on where he does all the walking and I do all the shooting. It's a pretty sweet deal. Unlike Gamora, not all of Thanos' adopted children made the switch to the side of the Angels. Sure, Nebula here hates Thanos just as much as the rest of us, but she's working through her daddy issues in the way that tend to put the whole galaxy in peril. Like teaming up with Ronan and his Kree army to stop the Infinity Stones and set a trap for the Black Order. That sure worked out great. For a girl with so many computer parts in her body, Nebula's processes ain't exactly running at full speed, if you know what I mean. The Kree are a powerful race of warriors who have conquered entire galaxies and absorbed them into their vast empire. Also, they're not terribly fond of us for some reason. Not sure why, but it might have something to do with the fact that we're constantly foiling their evil empire's plans for universal domination. So now, when we're around, they tend to shoot first and ask questions later. A relationship that makes sneaking on board their warships way more difficult. I've visited countless star systems and had run-ins with law enforcement on almost every one. No question, Ronan is by far the most irritating. He's a Kree accuser, which means he's been granted authority to act as judge, jury, and executioner. That power has gone to his big blue head a bit, so we try to put him in his place wherever we can. Ronan's devotion to protecting the Kree Empire means that we end up fighting on the same side now and again. Of course, sometimes we don't realize we're on the same side until it's too late.
So yeah, that's my first attempt at a couple of different voice acting bits. Be sure to leave your comments and critiques in the comments down below. If you would like to hear more of that, which is much more likely to happen than the Speaking for Themselves series, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, thanks so much for your time, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day.